Welcome everyone. In this video, I am going to teach you how you can create login sign up Android application in Kotlin language. So if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, then subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon. So open your Android Studio and create new project. Select empty activity, click on next and give it a name. I will give it login app. Make sure you have selected Kotlin language. Click on finish. Our project has been created and here we have got two files. One is XML file and the other one is Kotlin file. If you didn't get these files, then you can find it on Java folder and the package name that you have given. And in resource folders layout, you can find the XML file. Here we will design our login sign up form. So I will just delete it. First, let's rename this activity. So just right click here, refactor, rename, and I will call it as login activity. And here you have to rename this file also. So just right click, refactor and rename it as activity login. Now let's design our login form. So just go to text and drag this plain text. Give it a ID called username and this one as password. Remove this text, search for hint and give it a hint as password. Same with the username. As I am using constraint layout, I will need to constrain these two edit text. So I will constrain this first one. Same with the second one also. Constraint from right and left, and from top constraint it with the username. Change its layout width as constraint and this one also. Now we need a button, so drag and drop a button. We need to constrain it also, so constrain it from right, left and from top constraint to the password. I will give margin to the button. Change its layout width as match parent. Change its text from here, change as login, and size also it will be 20 sp. Same with these two also, so press shift key and click here to select both and change the size as 20 sp. Our login form is ready. Now we need to create a sign up activity, so click on the package name and new, then activity and empty activity. Give it a name as sign up activity. Click on finish. We again got two files, a sign up activity Kotlin file and a XML file. So we will first design it. I will just copy these codes from here. So go to the code section, click here and scroll down and just press shift key and click here. Then control C to copy the code. Go to the sign up XML file, go to the code and paste here. We need one more edit text as confirm password. So just copy this one and paste here. We need to change the ID, so I will just give it as CF. The hint will be confirm password. Change the input type as text password as well as here also. Change the value of to bottom of property as password as we have given here. And on button also we need to change this as CF password. So I will just write it CF dash password. Our design is ready as you can see here. We just need to change its text. So change the text as sign up. We need to give a ID to the button. So let's give it a ID as sign up. We also need to give ID here also. So I will give it a ID as login. Now let's turn on view binding feature, so we will get rid of find view by ID again and again. So just write here build features and we need to turn on view binding. Now just sync the project. So first we will write code in the sign up activity. So here we need to declare binding. So write private late init var binding activity sign up binding, and here binding equal to activity sign up binding dot inflate layout inflator, and remove this binding dot root. Let's do the same in login activity also. Private late init var binding activity login, and here binding equal to activity login binding dot inflate layout inflator. So here we have a button. We will add set on click listener on this button. So let's add set on click listener binding dot sign up. Sign up is the name of our button dot set on click listener. Here we have three text fields. First we need to store the data entered by the user in these fields. So we will create three string variables. So write val username equal to binding dot username dot text dot to string. Press Ctrl D to duplicate it, change it with the password, and here also, and here cf password. We have made a mistake here. We need to follow the convention, so we just need to remove this dash. Now write this again. So first we will check if user have entered username. If user have entered the username, then we will check if user have entered the password and confirm password. And if both are equal, then user will be forwarded to the login activity. So let's write that. First we will check if username not equal to null. Then we will check if password not equal to null and cf password not equal to null. So if the username is not null and password and confirm password is also not null, then we will check if password and confirm password is equal or not. And if it is equal, then we will save the data in shared preferences. After that, we will go to the login activity. So let's check if password and confirm password is same or not. If password dot equals cf password, and we don't want to ignore the case, so we will pass it false. So if this is true, then we will save the data in shared preferences. So first we need to initialize the shared preferences. So write val sp equal to get shared preferences. Here we need to give a name and the mode. So we will declare and initialize the name here. So it will be private val. I will give it a name as s preferences, and I will initialize the value as shared. You can assign any value. So let's pass that as preferences, comma, the mode will be context dot mode private. Now we need a editor, so val editor equal to sp.edit. Well, shared preferences is a type of storage provided by Android, and the editor will take data from here and edit into share preferences. So let's move on to the next. So first we will write username, then passwords. So type editor dot put string. Now we need to pass a string which will be username and the default value. So we will just pass null. Control D to duplicate it and change it with password. And now just we need to apply it. So apply. After saving the data, we will just finish this activity. Well, here we are checking if username is not null. So what if username is null? For example, if user has not entered any data here. So we want to show a toast and user will get a message that please enter username. So we will write here else toast dot make text, and here we will pass the context this, and the message in double quotes, it will be please enter username. Now the duration, so toast dot length short dot show. So if the user have not entered any data in the username field, then user will see this toast. Well, if the password is not matched, then we again want to show a toast. So here we have checked if the password is equals or not. So we will add a else block here and we will show a toast. Just copy this one and paste here and change the message. Password didn't match. And here we have checked if the password and confirm password is null or not. So if it is null, then we will again show a text, and here we will say please enter passwords. So we are done with the sign up activity. Now it's turn to the login activity. We will need this one, so just copy this and open the login activity and here paste it. In the login activity we have two text field and one button. Guys, we need one more button, so just go to the code section and duplicate it. We will give it id as sign up, and this one will be login because we are constraining it to the bottom of this login. Let's change the text also, it will be sign up. So we have one another button also. In the sign up activity we have saved this data in the shared preferences. So in the login activity, when user will click on login, we will retrieve that data from shared preferences and check if the shared preferences data and the data entered by user in these fields is equal or not. If that is equal, then we will show a toast message successfully login. If that data didn't match, then again we will show a toast, please sign up. So for that we need two variables. Let's create val username equal to, it will be binding dot username dot text dot toString, and just duplicate it for the password also. It will be password, and here also it will be password. So basically we are taking data from here and converting it into a string with the help of toString method. Now when the user will click on login, we will check if these two fields are not empty. If it is not empty, then we will check if the value of username and password is equal to the shared preferences data or not. So for that we need to first create set on click listener. So write binding dot login. Login is the ID of this button. Here you can see that dot set on click listener. So we need to check if these two fields are not empty. If username not null and password not null. So if these two fields are not null, our next task is to compare this data with shared preferences data. So first we need to fetch that data from the sign up activity. For that we will need to create a shared preferences instance sp equal to get shared preferences, and here we will pass the same variable name that we have created here. So just copy and paste comma, and again the mode, which will be context dot mode private. And here we don't need that editor because we are going to fetch the data, not going to save the data. So we need to create two variables, val user equal to sp dot get string. To store the data we had set string method. To fetch the data we have get string, and here we will pass the same name which we have given in the set string method. Sorry guys, actually this one is a key, so it will be in the double quotes, and here we will pass the variable which is username, and same with the password also, it will be password. So we have fixed our mistake. Well, copy this value from here, and in the get string paste the value, and here we will set the default value as null. Now duplicate this and change it as pass, and here we will pass password, exactly same that we have passed here. So we have fetched the data from shared preferences. Now let's check if both data is equal or not. If username is coming from here, the data entered by the user dot equals, the next one will be user, which is coming from the shared preferences, and the ignore case will be false. So if username equals user and password dot equals pass comma false. So if username equals user and password equals password, which means the data entered by the user is equal to the data saved in the shared preferences as well as the password also. If both are equal, then we will show a toast successfully logged. So let's copy this toast from here, just paste it and give a message login successful. Now if username and password is not equal to the shared preferences data, then we want to show a toast as please sign up. So let's write it in else block and just paste the toast again, and here give the message please sign up. And here we have checked if username password is not null. So what if the field is null? So we will again show a toast. For that write else and just paste the toast, and here we will show message as please enter username and password. So the backend of login button is completed. Now it's turned to the sign up button. So if the user will click on the sign up button, the sign up activity should open. So let's create a set on click listener. So just type binding dot sign up dot set on click listener, and here we need to create an intent instance. So val intent equal to intent. Here we need to pass some parameters. The first one will be the context, which is this, and the second parameter will be for the activity that we want to open. So we want to open sign up activity, so just write sign up activity double colon class.java. Then we need to start this activity. So start activity and just pass this intent. Let's check our code once. So now let's run the application and check if it's working properly or not. So we have landed on the login activity. So let's first sign up. Here I will create a user as Stark and the password will be 123 and confirm password. For example, I will just mistype. I'll click on sign up. Password didn't match. So I will give the correct password. Sign up. Let's log in now. We are getting some error. Let's fix it. Actually, we have made mistake here. Just cut it from here and paste inside this set on click listener. Now let's run the application. So again, I will type username and the password was 123. Login successful. So we have successfully created login sign up application. Let's make it more advanced. For example, if I will not provide the password and if I log in and I am getting please sign up, let's upgrade it. So here I have checked if username not null and password is not null. I will cut this code from here and inside this if statement I will again create a if statement and paste that and I will cut this code from here and just paste inside this if statement. So first it will check if username is not null. If that is not null, then it will check if the password is not null. For example, if the password is null, if user haven't provided the password, so we will show a toast message. So I will create here a else block and just copy this toast from here and paste it. Then we will give a message please enter password. And here we don't need to say please enter username and password. We will just say please enter username. And here let's check if username is not empty and same with the password also is not empty. Now let's run the application and check if it is working properly or not. So for example, I will not provide anything. I'll just click on login. You can see please enter username. For example, I have entered Stark. Now let's try. Please enter password. So for example, I write wrong password. So here I haven't added the else block. Let's add that else block first. Else we need to show a toast. It will say login failed. So if I enter right username and I enter wrong password, it will say login failed. And if I provide right password, it will be logged in successfully. And on the sign up page also, we need to fix it. So let's go to the sign up activity. Let's change it with the is not empty and this one also with password to. Let's cut it from here and create a new if statement and just paste that. Copy these from here and paste inside this if statement and here we will create a else block and here again we will show a toast. It will say confirm password is empty. I think we are done with the sign up activity also. Let's check it. So for example, I don't provide any data. Please enter username. I will give username as Ash. Let's check. Please enter passwords. So for example, I give password here 43. Now let's check. Confirm password is empty. If I give 1, password didn't match. So if I give 43 and sign up, it is sign up successfully. And let's check. So username was Ash and the password was 43. Login successfully. So we have successfully developed our advanced login sign up application. In the next part, we will design this login and sign up form so that it will look more beautiful and attractive. So if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you so much guys for watching.